Premier League champions. What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be congratulating Manchester City, who are the Premier League champions for the 2022-2023 season. It's seen City do something we've never done before in our history, which is 3 times repeat champions in a row. Outstanding achievement, absolutely outstanding from Manchester City. But before we digest the congratulations to Manchester City, digesting what went right for Manchester City and why we've managed to retain the Premier League trophy, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, do subscribe to my channel, press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. Also, don't forget as well to go check out my social media links. They're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships or any videos or any general business inquiries. Also, don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim. Also, don't forget as well to let me know your thoughts in the comments below, including congratulating Manchester City, who are the 3 times consecutive champions in the Premier League. So let's digest then why this was. I will go into more detail when I get round to doing my end of season review, which now is coincidentally going to have to go well into June, which is a double thumbs up from me. It means we've had an outstanding, successful season so far. Now, I'm sure there'll be people out there who will argue that in terms of the biggest and best and most difficult trophy to win out of any trophy, the Premier League, in my opinion as well, is the most difficult to win, because you have to string together a series of results. It can be, at times, as Arsenal have seen as well, challenging with Manchester City at the top of the Premier League. It can at times be absolutely relentless, game after game, and sometimes games, when they're coming in thick and fast, can be every 3 to 4 days. And it is absolutely relentless, and the pressure that is needed to ensure that you're sitting at the top of the Premier League and you're putting your opponents under pressure, that you're putting the teams around you under pressure. One of the most important factors that we've had in the title race this year is ensuring that when you've got the big games, the big clashes against teams around you, that you are going to their stadium and beating them. You're facing them at home, you are beating them. And to me, that is why Manchester City have won the Premier League this season. It defies to 2 of the biggest results this season: an away victory at the Emirates Stadium and a home victory at the Etihad against Arsenal, because Manchester City take 6 points. It's a swing of 12 points. 6 points in game for Manchester City. Arsenal aren't picking up any points from that, and that just saw that momentum change in February. February, for me, was the biggest month for Manchester City. If you cast your minds right back to the beginning of February, we lost to Tottenham Hotspur. By the end of the weekend, early on the Monday, Manchester City had been charged by the Premier League. Over 100 charges to our name. They were speaking about Man City having their title stripped away from them. Points deduction, relegated, kicked out of the Premier League, kicked out of the Football League. And the Manchester City community, the players, the staff, the fans, they united. They came together and said, fine, we're the club that are hated. We're fine with that. We're going to use that as energy. We're going to use that to motivate our team. And since we've had them charges, we haven't lost a single game. And this is the run when I was speaking about when we had that World Cup split. This is the run that Manchester City needed to do, and it just seems to happen every single season. 10 plus Premier League games in a row, winning them, putting the teams under pressure. There isn't a team, I've never known this before, there isn't a team that know how to end a Premier League season like how Manchester City do. We've hit 100 points in a previous season. We went on a 13-game winning run at the end of the season, our last 13 games, to see off Liverpool by 1 point when we hit, 98, 99 points. Incredible. And Manchester City, again, trailing Arsenal at one point. What was we? Was it nearly double figures in points, trailing Arsenal by? We managed to regroup, put ourselves into a position where we can just pick up the wins, pick up the points, and it almost becomes systematic. It becomes robotic to Manchester City. And as I said, there just isn't a team out there that knows how to end a season like Manchester City do. And all momentum with Manchester City has spurred City on. And that It's, to me, what has caused a little bit of a downfall for Arsenal, because they lost to us at the Emirates Stadium, then went on their own winning streak, and Manchester City, I think, were getting a little bit frustrated. We used the international break as a good point for us to have a little bit of a rest, take a break, come back nice and fresh. We trail against Liverpool, we come back to win by 4-1, and we've not really looked back. And since then, as soon as Arsenal dropped some points, you just knew the heads were going to drop. And some people have been sitting here and saying Arsenal have bottled the Premier League. And I think that's a little bit harsh, because I think Arsenal have had an outstanding season. Arsenal can't compete with Manchester City on the football field. They can't compete because Manchester City, in every department, as you've seen from the 2 wins that we've picked up against Arsenal in the Premier League, we've beaten Arsenal in the FA Cup as well. We've seen that Manchester City, pound for pound, are just stronger and better than what Arsenal are. But the Premier League gets decided on consistency, not on if you're capable of beating the teams around you, which Manchester City can, but they showed that level of consistency, which is something we were lacking earlier in the season, not stringing together more than 3 wins in a row. And if we carried on like that, we wouldn't be finishing in first place. We'd be finishing, third, fourth place if we carried on with that run. But the players just really turned that around and showcased just what they are capable of, that they're mentally strong, that they're mentally prepared, and they're winners. Them players on the pitch are serial winners. It's been an outstanding team effort from Manchester City, and this has been a season that's been very strange, with that World Cup break sandwiched right in the middle of the season that hasn't helped things. Man City have been distracted. We've had some on-field issues, we've had some off-field issues. It's been a long, hard-working season for us, and I am so happy that we've got some success at the end of it. And now what I want Manchester City to do, because winning 3 Premier League titles in a row isn't easy. It has been done, but only by the select few. Manchester City now are one of the select few, and we have a chance between now and the end of the season to make some more history. Win the FA Cup, win the first ever Manchester Derby final in the FA Cup, win the Champions League final, beat Inter Milan in Istanbul, and claim the prize that has long eluded Manchester City, and put right some of the wrongs. And we've still got many more chances to put them things right. And to me, this Manchester City team is capable of greatness. They've shown that already. We could go on to lose the FA Cup final and I'll be distraught. We could go on to lose the Champions League final and I'll be distraught. And if I was to sit there in them moments and speak to you guys, I'll be so upset. I'll be saying it hasn't been a successful season. But only upon reflection, before them games have happened, to win the Premier League in any season, to me, is a fantastic season, because it is the most difficult trophy to win, because the competition is so high and the pressure that you are put under is so strong. Manchester City have to be strong physically and mentally to win the league. You do not win the Premier League through luck. And as irony strikes you, we know the Premier League don't like Manchester City. They put these charges in when things were probably at one of our lowest points, losing to Spurs, thinking to ourselves, where do we go from here? We've got no form, we've got no momentum, we look tired. And all of a sudden, the Premier League gave us our own motivation. And irony, it just writes itself sometimes that they've spurred Manchester City on. And I firmly believe that that was that turning point for Manchester City in the season. And that turning point could just see us go on to do what Manchester United did in 1999. And dare I suggest, United required a fair amount of luck when it came to winning them 3 trophies, with Manchester City at the moment not needing any luck whatsoever. They're just far superior. I'm sure people will sit there and say, Man City have spent this, the whole of the Premier League spend a lot of money. There are clubs out there over the last 5 seasons who haven't got the net spend that City have, who spend more than what Manchester City have. At the end of the day, Manchester City are just managed better. We've got a better manager and we've got better players because we invest in our squad. In the grand scheme of things, we're just doing things better than what everybody else are. That's not down to finance, because there's teams out there that can match us. Why are Chelsea, who've spent loads of money, not matching us? Why are Manchester United not matching us? And they're not, because they're not as well ran. They're not as good as what Manchester City are when it comes to the business side of football. So from Manchester City, from that point of view, every amount of respect. And the Premier League winning title for City now, it's for the fans, it's for the players, it's for the coaches, it's for all the staff, it's for all those associated with Manchester City. So go out there and celebrate what has been a fundamental, magnificent achievement for Manchester City. they're my thoughts. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do subscribe as well. Plenty more City content to come for you guys to enjoy. Also, don't forget as well, social media links there in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen. If you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. Leave a thumbs up, 300 likes is the aim. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you all again for this big build-up. Premier League trophy, tick. FA Cup, up next. Also, Champions League final, pending. T-word, can we start talking about it yet? Thanks for watching. I've been JSGC. Peace. Ciao for now.